My name is Frances Drummond, and I'm Head of Research at Breakthrough Cancer Research. So, Breakthrough Cancer Research is a national charity which funds research into the poorest prognosis cancers, of which, of course, pancreatic cancer is the lowest prognosis cancer through many countries in Europe and indeed worldwide. So, with the survival rate of just on average 10%, one of our aims is to the improve survival and outcomes for these poorest prognosis cancers through funding research and increasing our understanding of the biology of the disease and how it can be targeted with new drugs and screened well. Um, that's our major interest in pancreatic cancer. So in Ireland, the survival rate is actually above the average at 14%, whereas in Northern Ireland it's only 7%. In the UK is around 6 or 7%. So we're doing something right here, but still 1 in 7%, surviving for 5 years is just not something that we want to see continuing. We want this to improve. Yeah, so I was really interested in CPC because, as we know, and as we said from our all CAN programs, it is absolutely necessary to gain understanding, to gain momentum, and to gain, focus, and therefore more investment nationally and internationally into pancreatic cancer, which is necessary, that everyone needs to work together. And because, the numbers can be quite small in different countries of pancreatic cancer, we also need to build power into our experiments and into our clinical trials, etc., so that we gain more understanding, have better science, better data. And by working together, that's the only way we can do it well and do it quickly. As we saw with COVID, by people working together and combining our expertise, our knowledge, our resources, that's how we can better and faster address this unmet need that's killing an awful lot of people, and that's also expected or estimated to be in the top 3 causes of cancer death within the next 20 years if current trends continue. So that's the importance of platforms like Pancreatic Cancer Europe. Yeah, so the PC community is big and growing. So this is, again, first of all, it gives great hope that there are an awful lot of people who are really invested in improving the outcomes for people with pancreatic cancer and those in the future who are going to be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So first of all, it brings great hope. It also brings great opportunity for a collective voice to raise knowledge about the symptoms, about the the extent of this disease, which gets no coverage. There's no government minister saying we need to do more about pancreatic cancer. So therefore, it's up to charities like ourselves, like Breakthrough Cancer Research, like Pancreatic Cancer Europe, to use our voices to raise that profile of pancreatic cancer and change the trajectory of this disease. So it brings hope, it brings people together of multiple, abilities and with multiple resources to together address the multiple, issues of this disease, from awareness to improved diagnosis and to better treatment and better survival after. Yeah, so Priya, I think, as you will know as well, there are many main issues. One, we don't understand the biology of the disease. well enough. We don't know what's causing it. We don't know what the risk factors are. We don't know what mutations, the number of mutations, and I'm sure there's many more that we've to identify. So we don't know the biology. That has to be solved by research. When we know the biology, we will then know what targets that can be, we know what mutations can be targeted with new drugs. We will have identified biomarkers that can identify this disease earlier when treatment is more effective. So that's one thing, the biology. We have to be able to understand the symptoms, and for this to be in the awareness of the general public, but also of primary care physicians. We also have to have pathways from primary care to tertiary care that are fast and get people the tests they need quickly. And ultimately, we need better treatments that's going to, really make a difference in this disease, because we know that investment in research has led to survival rates in breast cancer of more than 80%, survival rates in prostate cancer of more than 90%, survival rates in testicular cancer of 99%. This is where we need to get to at pancreatic cancer as well. And we will do this by investing in research in health systems, in epidemiology, and in biology. That's how we're going to make a difference. And there's some of the main issues that need to be addressed and funded nationally by governments, funded on an EU level by governments. That's what we need. Yes, research works and teams working together works. So we, like with people like Breakthrough Cancer Research, like Pancreatic Cancer UK, and other organizations working together, doctors, um, patient advocates, charities, scientists, all working together, we can bring the survivor rate up to 80, 90%, same as the other cancers, and even beyond that. But research works, and we can bring hope to people with research.